long period of time.
Oh, if not accepted within 30 days.
30 days, that would make sense.
And, you know, and he may have to make an adjustment on it or not, you know, I can contact, John. And,
Well, within 30 days, we've got, if we piece it out, that could be, you know, the cost of it could fluctuate based on that, but I wouldn't anticipate it being more than 1 or 2%.
I have your answer if you would like for me to give one. It's basically broke down into 3 categories, Doug. Your first category is your salaries, salary. That's budgeted for $17,946. Then you have your second category, it's for your supplies. So operating supplies, repair and maintenance, and then any other supplies and charges. That's your second category. So that would be where your signs and that would come from. That category has a budget of $16,796. Okay. Then the third category, that's your professional services. So then that's where you would pay this contractor to do that. And then also there's like streets and alleys has $22,000, and then like repair and maintenance, like you want to do your patchwork and you want them to do it, then that's budgeted for $3,100. So the total for that category is $27,836, taking the whole fund budget is $62,578. So as you know, if he overspends on one line item within the same category, with your permission, I can move it around. If you want to take some money from somewhere else and move it into another category, then that requires your approval. So.
Just appropriation.
No, that's a different thing.
My thinking is if his total budget for all those 3 categories is $27,836, rounded up, let's say $30,000. 62. So I wouldn't feel comfortable, correct me if I'm wrong, I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving less than $62,000 in that account. Is that correct? Is that
30-some. 27 is for his professional services, which would include that paving kind of stuff.
That's correct. You have $62,000 budgeted for this year. That's how much money we're going to receive in taxes. You have $102,000 as a balance in that fund
Okay.
because, you know, we've not spent all of that money.
And can we use that liberally?
If they would like to file for additional appropriations, then
I was still lingering around down where I was trying to figure out what kind of a dollar amount we have to leave in that thing, so that I would have an idea of how many of these projects that we could try to do maximum.
I mean,
That's where I was thinking.
I mean, right now, you're already at, for the gasoline and the operating supplies, you're already at over half of that line item, and you still have how many more months left? So you know, with the reports that I've been giving you, that you're going to have to get money from somewhere else to support the operating supplies, because it's already at $11,000 and you're only budgeting for $13,000, so you're going to have to do a little bit. So if you're wanting something, in my opinion, would be, you know, I don't know if I would spend all of it all in case something else happens, but I mean, sometimes you're going to have to do ADA, you know, take the curbs and everything up, make it compliant, but I mean, you can use the CCD fund for that, but anyhow. So, I don't know that there is a certain amount, Mark, or to answer your question, like the water, I know there's, you know, you're supposed to have a certain amount of expenditure, your operating supplies times 12, and that's how much you should, I'm not sure that there is a, you know.
I would suggest, for now, is Doug, come back next month, or hopefully we can improve, but cut it by half for now. The worst ones that you see needs done. I mean, that's, you know.
Half?
And in the meantime, we can get the core check done to find out if we have enough material on the floor, on the road, to allow the grinding.
My thought is on Walnut Street, and it's in horrible shape. If we can't work in
And we've got a serious problem in Bechtel Edition too. Big holes, of course, there's no base up there either, so.
Yeah, but that ain't very much on here.
That's us, cutting out that section and digging down and putting 8, 10, 12 inches of 53s and compacting them, and then coming back in and putting a base and a top coat.
$4,000, we can have Bechtel Edition done, you know.
But it's just one of those spots.
Well, yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, what is it?
Yeah, I guess, what I'm getting at, it's not gonna hold up very well. Starts going.
And I spoke with John on that, if we, we would cut it out and put the rock in there and compact it, would we be better off maybe letting it sit for a year and letting, because there's not much traffic on it, let some traffic be on it, the trash truck kind of stops right there as part of what's causing it, so that it can settle as much as possible. And I know even if you compact, sometimes you still get a certain amount of settlement.
Doug and I have talked about getting equipment to seal cracks in some of these, try to extend the life of them. County swears by that it prolongs the life.
Keep the water out.
Some types of chip and seal will help in that regard too. But it's for another day, I guess. Okay, we'll take that up next week and see what we can find out, Doug.
No.
Okay. The approval of the, have we done that, of the clerk treasurer's report?
We'll do that now.
Basically, first, all the banks have not been reconciled for March through SIMA. Monthly reports will be available as soon as they are completed. Training with SIMA and CUSI is still not complete. What I lack in SIMA, which is the accounting program, is the bank reconciliation and entering of the receipts. That's what's needed so I can complete the reconciliation part. I have taken the bank statements and I have went through and reconciled and put the bank statements. So if you'd like to see those, I'd be happy to provide that with you, to you. But an email has been sent with my concerns, what's taking so long getting the training done, and those have been addressed, and hopefully next week we can start working on that so I can get those completed. But once the reconciliation is complete, I will provide you those reports. The new software, another update on the utility side, which is the CUSI program. When we generated the bills, there was an error with the amount due after the due date was computed incorrectly, throwing the balances off on the utility bills by pennies. This problem has been corrected. It's reflected in our aging report, so it's just a couple pennies here, 7 pennies at the most is where it's been off. So that it has been corrected. The quarterly payroll reports have been completed. The 941s was mailed on 4/14 with a refund due of 12/46. So that will be coming back to us. The totals for the payroll on the 941 were $78,003.16. The UC1s were mailed on 4/15 with a payment of $2,886.89. That payment was divided amongst the utilities and the general fund. The UC5A was mailed on 4/16 with totals for payroll being $65,879.03. The UCA5 excludes your payroll and mine. So that's why there's the difference there. The water utility, the quarterly URT was mailed on 4/17 with a payment of $782.71. The revenue for the month was $19,744.12, and the expenditures were $17,092.25. These numbers have not been confirmed. They have just been added up, and they've not went through my control